Hello, 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 YouTube. How are you doing? Hello, hello. So here, I bet this is Dion. Hello, Dion. I see you said hello in the chat as well. Let me just, yep, sad face for sure. This contour is also a little bit ridiculous. We may play around with this as we go. I tried to lighten it. We're going to talk about what's on my face. We're going to talk about what we're doing and what we're doing for this and the next couple of lives. But yeah, so we are here for a little live stream action. It looks much more extreme on camera than it does here. I've toned it down, so God forbid what it would have looked like. Hello, Janet. How's it going? Yeah, so we are here to do a little makeup look, and let's see. Yep. So yeah, I was texting with Dion to try to get some guidance because this whole scheduling live thing, I like the idea of it. It never works out for me, and of course, what I did was I scheduled it on the computer. Hello, hello, Miss Dion. Hello, hello. And so I scheduled it on the computer and it doesn't give me the option to go live on my phone. So I was like, you know what? These lights are so blown out. This webcam, I did order a new webcam from Amazon that should be here tomorrow. So I'm hoping that the quality of these lives and of the videos that I film on here are going to get better because they had a special for one that says that it's 4K and it was only about $50. Excuse me, pretty girl. Skeptical cat is skeptical, so I don't know that I believe that. But hello, Mama Champagne. Hello, Janet, and yeah. So hello, hello. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this gets better, but because I scheduled it on my computer, I don't seem to have the option, or at least I can't figure out the option to put it onto my phone because I wanted the phone. The lighting is better. The pixelation. The what is it? The resolution. That word. We're just gonna go with it because I don't honestly. If we're being 100%, if we keep it 100, as the kids say, I do not have the energy to try to fight with it today. So this may be, I don't know how this live stream is going to go. We're going to see because I am probably a little bit low energy because so after last week I had this like virtual summit that completely torpedoed my entire week where like for 3 days 7 hours a day I had to sit on a Zoom call. And now this week, then they decided we all should get signed up for this AI boot camp thing that they're doing. Great. Love it. We should learn about AI. It's the new thing. Wonderful. I thought all of the sessions were going to be at 7 a.m. my time, 5 a.m. Pacific. So for our Seattle people, terrible. It turns out it was just the first two sessions, and the first two sessions were being recorded, so we didn't technically have to go. But this morning, I woke up. I drink too much water at night, and so I woke up to pee, and it was kind of that like hazy, not exactly dark, but not exactly light. And I went back to bed, and for some reason, I just lay there and I could not fall back asleep. So after about 5 minutes, I was just like, Alexa, what time is it? And she was like 6:17 a.m. And I was like, well, that's about the perfect amount of time I need to get in the shower, get dressed, and get to work for a 7 a.m. boot camp. So I've been in the office since 7 o'clock this morning, and also just like I am drowning. This My job is a little bit crazy right now, and it's been crazy for a while, and we keep having these dumb things that just make it crazier. Like this summit completely like fucked up all of my like I've got work streams that come in and I've got to finish projects and stuff like that. So to all of a sudden be like, oh no, you have to be here 3 hours, like 3 days, 7 hours a day on a Zoom call. I just am like scrambling to get everything back. And then I'm getting in these new projects. And I have certain people that I work with who I love because they're creative and they're fun. Like me, they're a little bit chaotic, but that's the problem is they're a little bit chaotic. So then I'm like trying to piece together these projects when like we're both agents of chaos. And so it's a lot. I don't have the emotional energy to like try to fight with a computer anymore. Um, what kind of That's what we're gonna do first, and then we're gonna talk about what this project is. So yeah, this contour, it's looking like the colored rain. Get ratchet with me that I did, where I had that like super dark. I tried to brighten it up, so I think and it does look better in person, but I'm not in person with all of you, so that doesn't matter. So let's talk about it. So for primers, we did the Conjuring, the Blood Drop primer, and then we did the I Heart Revolution Strawberry Whip primer. Have been loving these recently. For foundation, I don't know that I'm going to buy this again. I like this foundation. This is the Polite Society foundation more than a pretty face. But after I've done my face, now obviously I use a lot of foundation, but after my face, there's something about the way this bottle is and the little like pump here is that after I do two, maybe three faces, to get there's still a ton of product in here, but to get it out, I have to unscrew the pump and like dump it out onto my hand and then apply it from there. And I've had to do that for like I've used this like two or three times since it started doing that. And so I've had to like it's so annoying. So I don't think I'm going to use that one up, but I don't think I'm going to buy it again. I did use the Juvia's Place. This is also I think because my lights blow everything out so bad, that's also part of why it looks so crazy. But let's see, what am I trying to do? There's a weird spot here that I'm trying to blend a little bit. This is the Juvia's Place concealer in 21. This is kind of an experiment. It's a proof of concept, so we'll see how it goes. Then for I started because I had done a video and I kind of liked how it looked, the blend, and so I used the Jaclyn, this like dark, cool toned contour. And then as I put it on, I was like, that's so dark. And so I tried to lighten it with this Adept Cosmetics, that light shade of bronzer. And I also put a little bit of the Trixie Cosmetics over it. And it's still just looking like that dark contour. I don't know. We are at some point in this look going to use the Hourglass powders. So if it works for blush, I think it'll work for bronzer as well. Yeah, yeah, too difficult. Too difficult. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's what's on my face so far. And we're going to see what we do. I'm gonna put a little bit of Hourglass on there now because this is driving me nuts looking at it in the camera. So I'm going to go into this Evil Eye palette and I'm going to find a little brush because these pans are so small, so petite. Do I have a little brush that's sitting here? I have this wig that's in my way. Everything is terrible today. I just am having a day. So I'm going to try to, I don't know that this brush is the right one, but we're going to try to like, then I feel like I'm painting for like 2 hours to try to like fill this because it's such a like small little brush to try to. Does that help a little bit? It definitely does. And I think once we do some blush, depending on the colors that we pull, we'll see. I'm just going to do these darker parts. Maybe I'll do a little bit up on the forehead just to kind of. I just am in a bad mood today. And so I look in the camera and I hate it. And I'm just like, ugh. And so I'm just mad about it, but I'm mad about everything. So it's fine. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't have enough time for all the things that I need to do and want to do. And I just keep getting like things just keep happening where like, and I have these projects where people just will not meet me halfway. Like I had somebody requested an update to a video. And so this is kind of, and so like, let's talk through this. They literally wanted one update to the title card. They didn't like how the title was displaying. Now, this was a video that went through several rounds of review and was approved and was published. And they come back 2 months later and they want like a minor change to this title. Fine. Okay, whatever. It should take 2 seconds. So I put it together and I do the change. And then I am talking to the stakeholder and I was like, okay, this is the change you requested. Is this good? And then all of a sudden she's like, well, we should send it to the whole committee for review. And I had to be like, okay, here's the deal. If we're sending it to the whole committee, they need to understand that the scope of this request was to change the title card. This is not an excuse to go in and suddenly find 5 little nitpicky things that we're going to fix. And she's like, no, we understand. We want to publish it this week on Thursday. So she said she was going to send it to them and they would comment on Tuesday. Did not comment on Tuesday. Didn't hear anything from them today until I see an email that they published the old version of the video. And I'm like, then what are we doing? Like, what is happening? What is happening? And so that's the kind of thing where I've like wasted all this time, like trying to do this edit when I could have been working on other projects. And so I just am in a foul mood. I'll get over it. That's better. I'm feeling better about this. I'm feeling much better. I also know that if I were on my phone, I would be feeling better because it would look better. And that camera is supposed to arrive tomorrow. So hopefully the next time we do a live from here, it'll be fine. And I can be less crappy. Hello, KK. How's it going? Hello, hello. I am not a person. Yeah, I'm not a person. Fuck. I'm not a morning person. Yes, and so it's been a long day. Hello, KK. Hello, everybody. So yeah, so let's talk about what we're gonna do, because I had thought about this a while ago, and then I kind of dropped it for a little while because things have been crazy. And then if you saw my previous live where I talked about Vani Cosmetics, where I got all of those Vani Cosmetics, they were supposed to be individual single pans and they came in individual plastic compacts and they're glued in so you can't remove them. And so I was like, great, now they're just going to go into my collection to die. So what I decided to do was I was like, I already wanted to do kind of a series of lives where I randomly pick from my Spellcast Beauty She-Ra singles, because I've got all of some of them are on the way and taking forever, but where I've got most of the singles from the She-Ra collection from Spellcast Beauty. And so I was like, well, I'll pull a She-Ra single and I'll pull a glitter and we'll create a look around that. Now, this was inspired by, I don't know if she's doing it anymore. I haven't seen one. The algorithm isn't feeding it to me anymore, so I don't know if she's still doing it, but the Queen of Blending, who I love. She was the OG YouTuber that I absolutely fell in love with. She is the one who changed my makeup game because I was self-taught. I never had like a drag mother or anything. And so Queen of Blending was who I really followed also Queen of Blending was who I followed. Let me change, it's on top chat. Let me change it to live chat just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. So Queen of Blending was who I love. She's been doing this thing where she's been doing these random pulls because she's got a ton of old MAC pigments and MAC glitters, which I have a little stash of some of them as well. But so she got this big makeup bag. And so she was doing these like reels and like not shorts, but like shorts where she would like pull out one of these pigments and then do an eye look based on that pigment. And I thought that could be fun to do with my Spellcast Beauty She-Ra singles and now adding in the Vani Cosmetics. So that is absolutely inspired by Queen of Blending. So I have these two like beautiful iridescent bags. Sometimes you just buy things knowing that you're going to find the right use for it. And that's how I felt about these, because these were at Five Below. And I thought they were so cute. And I was like, but you don't really have a use for them. And I was like, the right use will come. I know it will. I trust it. I trust and believe. And here it is, because they had two of them. And now I've got the Vani singles are in here, or Vani, however you say it. And then the She-Ra singles are in here. So we are going to pick one of each for this live. And we're going to do this every other Wednesday for 3 lives. So basically it's like December 3rd and then December 17th, I think, are the dates. So like 2 weeks on Wednesday and 2 weeks on Wednesday. And then I'll kind of look at how it performs and all that kind of stuff, and the feedback and comments and all that kind of stuff. And if anybody has comments throughout the live, if you have suggestions of things of how to do it differently or whatever, you can let me know and I'll percolate all of that. But so we're going to take one of each of those. And then I was going to just limit myself to things that I have moved and now not realized where they are. I think I was so panicked. Where are they? I literally have not moved from this spot. Am I just not seeing them? Oh! Okay, hold on. I knocked something over and it knocked these pallets. Okay. Oh my god, I'm a mess. I am a goddamn mess. Hello. Yes, Queen of Blending, Candy Johnson, some of the OGs. I never got into Jaclyn Hill. Like, I wasn't in those early Jaclyn Hill days. I was all about Queen of Blending. That was my go-to Buddha guru who really kind of taught me about how to do my face. So I was talking about doing the blends palette to create this. So I was like, the blends palette is great. I've talked about how this is a fantastic like starter drag palette for people who want to learn drag makeup. And when I taught my Drag 101 workshops, I actually contacted the Maggie from Blend Bunny, and I got like a special deal so that in the workshop price we could give each of them one of these palettes. Because what's nice about this, it's all matte, and so you can add your own shimmers later or whatever, but you've got these like 3 color gradients going from light to medium to deep of like each of the colors in the rainbow, and then you've got 3 browns, you've got grayscale up here. And so for learning to like blend colors, and so I thought also for like setting up a look, this would be great because whatever shadows I get, I've got colors in here that will match and I can blend. And the only thing I'm thinking about adding, because I had originally said I was just going to use the blends palette, but then I was like, you know what? I also haven't gotten enough use out of the Ellis palette, which is a very similar thing, except that it's got different tones and they are 4 shade gradients. And there's this row of shimmers in the middle. So since I'm only pulling one shimmer, and that's something we can talk about as we do the look and as we kind of pull it all together. I like the idea of only pulling the one She-Ra single because then I can name it after whatever character we get or whatever. But I was like, I don't, one shimmer is sort of antithetical to my being. So I thought with the Ellis, then I at least have a couple options if I want to blend in another shimmer to whatever we get. And of course, we also have the glitter, but so that's what's going on. So we'll see what I get. Let's pull the colors and then I can decide if we're going to use the Ellis or if we're just going to use the blends. But yeah, so that's going to be our kind of goal for tonight is to create a look using a She-Ra single and Vani Cosmetics glitter. So let's do the glitter first. So there are 20 glitters because I have 20 glitters. Oh, also, if you watched that previous live where not only did these come in different packaging than I expected, but 4 of the shades that were listed in the bundle, 3 of which were the main driver because it was 2 greens and a bright yellow. 4 of the shades that were listed in the bundle didn't come and completely different shades were added. And I emailed them on Monday and I still haven't heard back from them. And so I think what I may do, I mean, I kind of hate to place another order with them, but the green glitters and the yellow glitter are both for sale on their website as singles. So I might just order those singles and add them to this and then just swear off Vani Cosmetics forever and just be done with them. But because if I'm going to have all these and if I'm going to try to use them, I want the colors that I wanted. So I think I might actually do that. And then we'll add those. But for now, there are 20 in here. And then I forget how many there are. There's like 23 or 24 that I have right now. And then there's a few more that are on the way. And then when those come in, I'll just add them to the mix. But enough jabbering, enough jabbering. Let's go ahead and I'm going to reach in here. Oh, what feels lucky? What about this one? Oh, let's see. What is, ooh, so this is the shade Gold Mine, and as you can imagine, it is a like disco gold. So it's not a super yellowy gold. It's definitely a little bit more toned down, kind of a champagne-y gold. Yeah, I had asked them, I was like, can I at least get these 3 shades sent to me? And they just haven't responded to any of it. So if they'll send it to me for free, then I will have a a much kinder view of Vani Cosmetics going forward. But so far it's Wednesday. And I get that small brands, they don't have a lot of staff sometimes. 48 hours, I feel like should be enough time, but I'm willing to give them a little bit of grace till like Friday. If I haven't heard from them by Friday, then over the weekend, I'm just going to place an order for those 3 and then be done. Now, these are the Spellcast Beauty. These are the She-Ra singles. I'm just kind of feeling around to feel what feels lucky. Now, some of these compacts are a little different. They're shaped a little different, but I'm not really feeling that with my hands. And also, I don't remember which ones are in which shape. So I want to go deeper. I want to go in to right here. Ooh, 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 ooh. I think I know which one that is. Is that Evelyn? No, it's Sorceress. So this is Sorceress, and this is kind of a like it's sort of an ombre shade. So I kind of get, if I'm careful with how I go into the pan, I kind of get two different shimmer colors with this. So this is our oh, oh, oh. So there we go. So this is our shadow and glitter combination. Okay. So obviously we've got yellow and blue make green because the gold is kind of a stand-in for yellow. Um, 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 um. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to use the Ellis palette for this because I think the tones are a little bit. I don't think I want to use both. I think I should have to pick one or the other. Actually, let me look at the blends. I'm going to use the Ellis palette because I think I like these kind of peacocky tones, and I think we're going to kind of keep it kind of green blue. I mean, it's not hard to talk me into doing a green or a blue look. So yeah, let's go ahead and use the Ellis palette. So I'm going to start with, these are very cool. Now this one is a very limey, yellowy green. So I think I'm actually going to start with this shade, which is Infestation, which is fun. And I'm sorry that I can't zoom you in because this janky webcam that I have does not zoom. So I will, I don't know, maybe at the end of the look, I'll try to grab the camera and bring it forward. We'll do a little Blair Witch experience where it'll get a little wild and then I'll bring you closer. So let's go ahead and start in the inner corner. Start to build that shape that I like. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. And just kind of get, yeah, that basic kind of arch shape that I like. Yeah, so this makeup play day is certainly something that I needed. I need a little fun playtime. I mean, if things go wrong, we may just end up in tears, but we'll see how it goes. Because it's just been a stressful time, but I think that playing in makeup will actually help me. So I think that's pretty good because I want to set up, I mean, they're not twins, but I think they could be cousins. So far, that shape. And the early shapes don't matter that much. And since I'm using the mirror in the palette, I'm going to get rid of, I've got this like trifold mirror that's just in my way. So I'm going to move her because we've got this huge mirror in the palette. Yeah, so let's go ahead and next, I think we're going to do a little bit of, I think I'm going to skip over Regenerate, which is this shade. I think I'm going to go to this one, which is Mutation and then Membrane. So we're going to use these two to kind of darken um, that arch that we have. Where is my little color switch here? I can cut this out of a Get Ratchet With Me video when it's live. You'll see that I'm a monster and I have 50,000 brushes and somehow they're always dirty, even though on so many looks I end up using like one or two brushes and just keep changing them, like using the color switch in between. I'm a mess. So let's go into Mutation. And let's, ooh, yeah, that's green, 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 green. Again, we'll start to kind of build out that. Because I love a green, so I definitely want to get more of the green in the final look with some gold. And if there's a little bit of blue, and we'll maybe darken the outer corner with blue. but green and gold together, I think could be a nice. Yeah, see, this is the camera that I've been filming Get Ratchet with Me's on, and you can see how when it's zoomed out, this is how the footage looks when I take it into the editor. And that's why it's sometimes also a little bit blurry because even from the start, before I like zoom in to show you the face, I've like zoomed quite a bit just to like cut out a lot of this side stuff, the messy backdrop that you usually don't see in videos. And so it's a little bit, and so it's harder because now we can't really zoom in. I don't know if that 4K, if that one will zoom or not, because I know some webcams you can zoom. It's just this one does not have that as an option. So there is very Disney Witch sort of shape. So, yes. So here we are. And now let's go into membrane, that beautiful teal shade. And once again, I'm going to use this same brush and I'm just going to kind of build it up so that as we're going and as we get further into the look, it just gets a little deeper, a little more blue toned. There we go. I like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, that you can zoom. If you're watching on a phone, you can zoom in on the phone. So that's good. Yeah, because this setup has been a struggle. And so I was thinking about it and I just went on Amazon and was like, you know what? I'm going to try to find some equipment because these lights, these like soft box lights that I have, they're great, except that when I have a camera like this, like when I film with my camera, when Angie and I can get together, um, and I film with my real camera, it looks much better. And these soft boxes are perfect for this little webcam that's like 720. It just blows everything out so bad. And the color is always off and it keeps trying to refocus itself. And it's just been kind of an albatross around my neck. And then I've had mic problems. And so this other one is also supposed to have two microphones built into it. Again, Skeptical Cat is skeptical because it was $50. And it was on sale, but it was also like only originally $70 or $80. And so for a 4K webcam, I'm like, is that legit? I don't know enough about technology. Yeah, you're all in my grill. I love it. So here is some green shadows. I am loving this. Do I want to go to the shimmers yet, or do I want to add something more? I think I want to add something more. I think I want to get a little bit of blue in here. And I think I'm going to go into Eternal, which is this blue shade, which is kind of an electric. And I'm going to do that along the lower lash line. And then just on the outer part and blend into that teal. And then I'll decide later when I do the like full like darken the outer corner. I'll decide if I want to use there's a deeper blue shade or I might use black. I always thought with the shades, I always thought that like this color, this like green into blue, was such a weird choice for the Sorceress because if you've seen the Sorceress like from the comics and from the TV series, the cartoon, the original design of the Sorceress, she's sort of like a Denver Broncos cheerleader, but make it witchy. Like it's very white with like a cyan blue and a bright, bright orange. And so it's a weird choice to go with this very green, green blue for the Sorceress. because the blue that's in there is very deep blue, and so it's not the, like I mean, the Sorceress is, like, this color blue, like, this very cyan kind of blue, and then, like, this color orange. I mean, it's very, like, Denver Broncos. I know that's real butch of me. That's one of the few sports teams that I just recognize the colors for. I don't know anything about sports, but, oh, it's too much. Hello, Dawn. How's it going? Hey, everyone. See, this makes me concerned about YouTube because so Dawn just said, "Hey everyone," and then she said, "Thanks, Dion. Glad I happened to be on IG just now." Dawn, if you're responding to something that Dion said in the chat, I'm not seeing it. But I've switched it from top chat to live chat, which is supposed to be all messages. So maybe Dion said something to you on IG. Did she tell you on IG? Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so if she told, good, because every once in a while I feel like I'm still sometimes missing something in a thread of a conversation, even after I've switched it to all chat. But it's good to know if she told you on IG. Um. Oh. Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm glad that I'm not missing anything because YouTube is always on its shenanigans. Always, always, always. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to keep this palette open, but let's go ahead and grab the Sorceress. And this, oh, and there's even some purple in there. I don't know if the purple will show up on camera. I feel like you're mostly getting the green into the blue, but from certain, it's almost like purple, almost pink. Okay, this could get wild. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna see what happens. All of these brushes are fluffy. I need a not fluffy brush. So I'm gonna have to dip out of my singe brushes. I've been trying to use my singe brushes more just because I love them. And so they're always the first ones to get dirty. Oh, all right. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna try to take from like the blue side first. Again, this is kind of an ombre. And I'm gonna put that on this outer part. And then we'll see what needs to be done. These shadows are magnetized, these Spellcast Beauty, which is great if you want to depot them and put them in a palette, which is what I wanted to do with the Vani Cosmetics glitters. But then when you're trying to use a brush, sometimes they like start to spin in the pan, and I'm like, I need to get from one side of this. So could you stay still, maybe? That would be lovely. If you could just not mess up my entire plan. It's looking very blue. I'm getting little notes of purple, but not too much. But I like it so far. I'm just gonna tap it out into those deeper shades. So I'm gonna go about halfway. This is the opposite of how I usually do. I usually start with the lightest shimmer and build my way in, but we're trying something different. We're experimenting. So now I'm gonna go into the green side of that single. I'm a little bummed that it's our first time doing something with the She-Ra shades, and I didn't get a She-Ra character. This is actually a He-Man character, so loosely it's like a She-Ra collection, but there's a few that are also characters from like Masters. So they have Evelyn and Tila and the Sorceress. But yeah, so it's a little bit of a minor bummer, like not anything that is anything to worry about, but it's a little bit of a bummer that we didn't get an actual She-Ra character. Oh, I do kind of like the way that those blend. I do love green and blue together. That's That's really pretty. I like that. So let me know your thoughts for the rest of these. For the other two that I've got scheduled, should we just pull one Spellcast Shadow, and if I want to bring in something like this Ellis palette, like a shimmer from there, we do that? Or should I pull two of the Spellcast Shadows and one of the glitters? This one worked out because it's basically got two colors in it, so I'm kind of cheating the system a little bit. And this Ellis palette has some beautiful shimmers, but they're all very, very light. So I'm kind of wondering if, for the way I do my makeup, if one shimmer is going to be enough. Although a lot of these are very like multi-chrome, duochrome. That's pretty. I do like that. I'm trying to have the green kind of go over. Dawn, you did a subdued look. What kind of subdued look did you do? Did you do like neutrals or just like more kind of muted color? Tell us more about what you did. All right. I think what I'm going to do to give this a little bit of a base. Now, these Vani Cosmetics, they do look like they have pretty good pigmentation, but what I'm going to do is right in this inner corner to give it a little bit of a base of a color. I'm going to go into Suspense, which is this light, like peachy, it's kind of like a peachy tan camel kind of shade. And I'm going to put that into this inner corner. And then I'm going to put the Vani glitter on top of it. Ooh, taupe shadow. Like it. Taupe with a shimmer. Love it. Yes. Did you film it? Are you going to share it with us? And that, I mean, that's brown, but it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I promise. We're just setting up a little base because it's all about that base. About that base. No trouble. Have you guys, I know that Megan, I don't follow a lot of it, so I don't know a lot of like the potential like drama or whatever. I know that Megan Trainer is sometimes apparently a little bit like controversial or whatever, but I thought it was really interesting because she had an interview where she was talking about how she's been getting a lot of criticism about her recent weight loss. I'm sure, like everybody else, she was competing in the Ozempics, and so she's lost a bunch of weight. But I thought it was really interesting, and as a fat person, I can kind of respect that. Of like, people should have their own fitness journeys. They should feel, you know, they should feel lovely and validated and beautiful, whatever size they are. But also, if people decide to go on a fitness journey, I think that's valid. And I just saw a very little clip, but apparently people are like very mad at her because she kind of went on and was like, I get it. I'm not all about that base girl, but I don't have to be fat for you. And I was like, oh, shots fired. But she was basically saying, like, I know you looked up to me, but like, this was a journey I decided to go on. And I don't like, I'm concerned with my health and my fitness. And, that's my business. And I don't have to stay fat for you people just because you liked me as the all about that base girl. And I'm like, I mean, that's harsh, but it's real. And so I was like, okay, okay. Um, oh no, your boss has been ripping everyone's face off lately. Um, Slapped it on and zoomed out the door. Yeah. I forget where I heard that, but the first time I heard it, I was like, I'm going to say that forever. Competing in the Ozempics. I'm going to grab a smaller. Where's one of my little, these are from Impressions Vanity, these little Care Bear compacts. I think they're so cute. And I got this one at TJ Maxx. It was on sale. But I'm going to try to get in here because I'm going to try to use a finger. I don't like finger banging stuff onto my eyes, but there's something about these like pressed glitters that I'm like, it works that way. So let's go in. I have big clunky fingers too. I also think that these are not like necessarily cosmetic grade glitters. So do as I say, not as I do, because I don't know that these are eye safe, but So just that little pop of gold. I like that. Let me see if I can get into the other side. Yes, that's the thing is that like people should leave people alone about their weight. It's not an appropriate topic. I do kind of see that, like, if you kind of started your career and made your like persona, because she was like the all about that base girl and was like, I'm not a size two, like, I don't have to be small to be beautiful and all this kind of stuff. And then she gets small. Like, I do think that there is a window for some discussion, but I think it was more like the online commentary from people like disappointed in her that she didn't just like stay fat so they could look up to her. And I'm like, that's weird. It makes me think of Taylor Swift. I did film that Taylor Swift video and I just haven't. There's been more stuff that's come out about the weird like discourse around the Taylor Swift album. So I haven't edited it together and I'm trying to decide if I want to refilm it or if I just want to film new segments at some point to kind of go, because it's wild. Some of the commentary around Taylor Swift, but that's the thing is like some of the commentary is just people being mad because the Tortured Poets Department was sad and weepy and miserable and heartbroken. And this one is not. This one is happy. And so it's like Taylor Swift doesn't have to be miserable for you. Like that's not a legitimate criticism of her work to be like, well, I liked it better when you were sad. Well, I liked it better when you were punched in the face. Like, what does that mean? Like, I liked it better when you were sad. Like, what the fuck is that? From people who claim to be fans. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird to me. The gummies that Oprah swore by that everyone was raving about. Those I don't know the gummies. I do know like for in the homosexual community, peachy gummies are supposed to make you shit all the time, and so you can like lose weight, and it's supposed to be for intimate time to help you be a little bit more prepared, shall we say. Um, but I don't know the Oprah gummies. I'm taking a little bit of a brush because now I want to kind of diffuse it onto that green if I can. I think the finger gives a good, oh, except it just kind of pills up and so it's not great on a brush. So that's good to know, but it does help me. Okay, that gives it a little more, it's a little bit more blended. Not quite as much of a harsh line. Hello, Alex. Oh, yuck. 5 a.m. is yuck. Yeah, I was talking a little bit earlier about how I got to work at 7 o'clock this morning for this like AI presentation. And I wasn't gonna go because we didn't have to go. We looked into it and we didn't have to go because the first 2 weeks of this like boot camp thing are gonna be recorded. But then I just happened to wake up and I was like stuck awake. And I was like, well, I guess I'll go since I'm just gonna lay here in bed. Cause I was sometimes you know how when you wake up and it's before when you would normally wake up, but then you're just like you're that kind of awake where you like know you're not gonna get back to sleep. And that's where I was. And so then when I realized I had time to like shower and get to work, I was like, well, I guess that's what we're doing. I am liking this. It almost, the texture of this almost reminds me, it's not exactly the same, but it kind of reminds me of gold leaf. How it's like the base has this like solid metallic, but then there's like chunks of glitter. I do kind of like that. I remember, does anybody remember this was like early 2000s when MAC did a collection where they came out with cosmetic gold leaf? And that stuff was so hard to get. Like it sold out so fast. And then people were on eBay selling it for ridiculous amounts. And I happened to go up to Winnipeg and I was able to get like their last package that they had. And so it was fun to play with, but it was messy. So there we go. Hello, hello. The gummies that Kelly Clarkson supposedly got skinny on. She was doing the ads on YouTube maybe last year. I I thought she had talked about being on Ozempic. Kelly Clarkson, that's I do not believe that she did that with gummies alone. That's all I will say about that, Kelly Clarkson. Because again, it's not really anybody's business. But I also all of these people now that like Ozempic came out and all of these other ones, these GLP ones or whatever, that like all of these people just suddenly drop weight like that, and they're like, it's just healthy lifestyle and whatever. It's like, girl, just it's kind of like when people get plastic surgery and they're like, no, I haven't had anything done, and it's like, you have a different face, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't have anything done. Like, we're not going to remove the stigma on these things if people don't actually admit and talk about the fact that they did them. My favorite joke that I ever heard about plastic surgery was because if you remember Ashley Simpson, people made fun of that big honking nose for the longest time. And then she went and got a nose job. It was so clear she got a nose job. And then she like just would not admit that she got a nose job. She was so sensitive about it in interviews and stuff. And so I saw, I don't know if it was a late night show or something, but somebody made the joke where they're like, Ashley Simpson continues to avoid questions about whether or not she got a nose job. However, she has confirmed that people no longer ask her for Owen Wilson's autograph. Oh my God, the way that I laughed. And if you look up pictures of Ashley Simpson before the nose job and look up Owen Wilson, oh, it's hateful, but it's true. It's hateful, but it's true. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe gummies are doing that. The Ozempic face, absolutely. Yeah, people think we don't notice. And that's the other thing, like the lip filler, because I want to get lip filler, but I don't want to get bad lip filler. And all I see like on YouTube is bad lip filler. And that's what makes me nervous. And so I'm just like, I like the idea of lip filler, but I don't want that. Like these balloon lips. I can't do it where they can't shut their mouths. I don't want it. Yeah, she looked like a clone of everyone else. She's so adorable before, now she looks like everyone else. Yeah, yeah, like, we can see you. Exactly, Dion. I am liking this gold. So now what do I want to do on the lower lash line, the rest of it? So we've got that blue. Should we do I'm just to be weird and wild, I'm gonna do galactic. I'm gonna do this blue shade. Because let's mix it up. Let's be wild. We're having a play day, right? Like, this is not a photo shoot. This is not high stakes. And I don't care if it's a little messy because I think I'm also going to do, I haven't done glitter tears in a hot minute. And per my emotional state, I would rather have glitter tears than like actual tears. So let's get some emotion out with some glitter tears. Oh, yeah, I like that. That's fun. So I don't care because this blue is looking a little fuzzy, and I'll maybe even like into Nebula, which is this dark blue, and just kind of bring that up to there so that we get a little bit. So it's very like blue into green. Love it. I'm very excited also that the shade that I got has some green in it because we have this green highlighter from the MAC Holiday Collection. We're certainly going to be using that. People keep filling the lips because when they start going back to natural, they think their lips are too thin. So they keep overfilling. And my lips are so thin. And I just want to be able to, this is so dumb. But like, because I'm always doing like makeup looks and stuff, I just want lips that are easy to like draw around. Cause like if I smile a certain way, this lip just disappears. Like it's just gone. Mama Champagne, we love you. We adore you. But those genetics, you gave me no top lip at all. The bottom lip, I don't even think my bottom lip is that bad. Like my bottom lip has a little bit of volume. And so I don't need the big like balloon lips that a lot of the YouTubers where they can't even fully close their mouths. There's always like it's a little bit open in the middle. Like I don't need that, but I just want something because I have to draw halfway up to my nose, like when I overline my lips. Jessica lips are way too much. Yes. Yes, the Jamie Lee Curtis lips. I love it. I have a Reba McEntire lip because Reba McEntire, if you've noticed, there are some times where she smiles and her lip is gone. Gone, gone. Hello, Alicia. How are you doing? Yes, they end up having a distorted view of themselves. Absolutely. Smooth and like fat. Yeah, like where they look like they're inflated. Like they just, it's not good. I did go to one of the Zoom calls that Angelica Nickvist has on her channel. And There was somebody on there, and we started talking about, like, fillers and stuff, and I said, "I wanna get" I said, "I really have always wanted to get some filler, but I don't want it to look like those filler lips." And she's like, "What do you think about my lips?" And one of the girls that was there, we were waiting for Angelica to show up, and she's like, "What do you think about my lips?" I was like, "Your lips are great." And she's like, "I have filler." And I was like, "That's what I want." I was like, "That's" they just looked like she had full, beautiful lips. It didn't look like she had, like crazy Kardashian lips. So, it was that's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it because I used to really like her content, and I know that Makeup by Torrance used to talk about her a lot. I think he knows her, and, like, she had sent him some, like, makeup that she got in PR that she wasn't gonna use, and so she had sent him some things, and I know that they talked back and forth. But Heather Austin, I and it's not just the lips, it's like her whole face. There's something uncanny valley going on with her face that I can't watch because it's just uncomfortable. And I just it looks like nothing on her face moves, and it's so smooth and so, like, plumped out that I'm just like, I can't. I loved her content, but I just can't watch it. It creeps me out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see very many people in person that have those kinda lips. It's on, like, YouTube, it's on TV. It's so strange. Yeah, it's hard to take people serious. And sometimes I feel a little bit sad because it's like, if you've seen those, like, botched shows and things like that, it's like a lot of this comes from this very, like, deep-seated unhappiness with their own appearance. And, like, I don't necessarily have that. I just want different lips. It's just all I want. Okay, we should keep going. Let's do some eyebrows, shall we? Let me put on a coat of mascara. I think I might have to get that mirror back because I don't want to keep holding that palette for some of these things. So let's put some mascara on. Yeah, I used to, and again, I feel bad about it because I used to really like Heather Austin's content because she seems like such a nice person. I loved her collab with Unearthly, and I think she talks about things. She talks very. I almost said something like she talks smart, and I was like, clearly I don't. But like she just had a way of talking about things that I thought was so much better than some of the other YouTubers that I would watch. But it's something it's gotten to a level where it just is uncomfortable to watch. It's uncomfortable. I feel bad, but not that bad. Everyone should be a crazy troll to embrace natural. Yeah, I like the idea of that. And I'm trying to get there because I mean these little chicken lips aren't going anywhere. So like, and as you get older, your lips thin. So like it's not like we're magically gonna go the other way. So like I definitely should be working on that, but it's a process. And like I've embraced a lot about my features and about my looks and about different things. And that's the one that still kind of plagues me a little bit is the lips. Cause like even I make fun of Mama Champagne about my little lashes too. But I never it's not like I would ever just use my natural lashes. I mean, I'm a big old drag queen, so I'm always gonna wear false lashes. So I don't need bigger, fuller, blacker, beautiful lashes. I just don't. I put a little mascara on, I throw on a pair of lashes, and I'm good to go. Like, once I put the lashes on, you would never see my natural lashes anyway. So it's something that like it doesn't bother me because it doesn't impact how the looks turn out. But the lips absolutely impact how the look turns out in the end. Oh, also, I should mention if you haven't already watched it, I know a lot of the people here are the usual suspects, but Dion and Grace and I all had collab videos today. So we did a collab video, a three-way collab with the three of us, and we did Hung Van Gogh Beauty. This is so weird. I'm such a random, like, not reliable poster of content. So to have two pieces of content, a video and a live in the same day is like, who even is she? But yeah, if you haven't checked out my video or Dion's video or Grace's video, we all used the Brilliant Blues palette from Hung Van Gogh and created very different looks, very beautiful looks. All of them are very gorgeous. So if you have not watched them yet, I would implore you to check them out. We would love to hear from you. Say hi in the comments. We do love a three-way. I love a good three-way. Yeah, it just worked out that we all used the blue because Dion sent me the green palette. And so originally I was going to use the green palette, but then I used the green palette with the pink palette in a live. And then I was like, well, the other palette that I have is the orange palette. And I was like, is the green and orange going to be that different of a combination than the green and the pink? And then I wanted an excuse to buy the blue palette. So I was like, well, I'll buy the blue and then I'll use that. And then I was like, when I had the blue, I was like, well, I need that something to combine with that. So then I bought the new neutral. It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy for me to be able to do more shopping. But yeah, I'm trying. It's another good thing that I'm on this live is because this day has been so like yuck. I eat my emotions and I shop my emotions, and I'm not hungry. So like, it's good that I'm live so that I'm not just like spending all my money up like an idiot. So that's always good too. Oh, let's see. What I don't like is someone who's busy looking at themselves in the mirror. Yeah, that can be a little tough. I hope I'm not doing that. Too many great people to watch. Yeah, there's so many good people. We all use the blue palette. Love three ways. Yep, those looks. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate you. 43 minutes behind my stepmother called to tell. Oh, I hope she's doing all right, Janet. Hopefully, we'll send good thoughts and we'll send good vibes. Hopefully, everything is good. Yeah. So there's the live and there's the collab video. Hello, hello. I missed the video. Stupid work. Watch replay. Yes, no rush. No rush, Alex, but we appreciate you. Is it good, Janet? Yeah. So I hope, Janet, I hope that things are good. Hopefully you got a good update. Let us know. All right, so there we go. So I put a first coat on, and then I'm going to put lashes on. So I've got my duo glue, and I'm just gonna I've got a little box sitting here of Vixen lashes from Blend Bunny, my favorites. Um, yes. What? Yes, the way they say. Yes, Janet, that's a good point, Alex. Don't feel like you have to share anything that is too personal or that you don't want to share, but we are definitely wishing you and your family well. Share if you would like to, because we know that let's be real. I know we're on my channel and it's like the Champagne Dreamers or whatever, but like this is kind of a little offshoot of the Crazy Troll Nation. If we look at who's in the chat, it's very familiar faces. And we know that the Crazy Troll Nation, Dion has built one of the best, most supportive communities here on YouTube. So I cannot take credit for that. Y'all were already following Dion before you found your way to my channel. And I love it, and I love that you're here. But I cannot take credit for it. But yeah, so if you feel like you want to share to get a little bit of support, you certainly can, but don't feel pressured to. Hello, yes, Nina's here. Yeah. Okay, so now I'll try to stay a little chitty chatty. Eyelashes are always a problem. So I may get a little silent at some point as I'm trying to figure out how to get these on. And now I'm trying to peel all the old glue off. I should peel the old glue off when I take them off because then I feel like it's still a little bit warm from your skin. But I'm always tired when I'm de-dragging. And so then I just leave it on. And then when I come back later, then I grumble because I have to peel off all the old glue. And you always want to peel off the old glue at some point because that's where the bacteria generally lives. Because there's more like skin cells and stuff that get trapped in there versus like the plastic lashes. So there's nothing for them to feed on. Yes, the Crazy Troll Nation. It takes all of us. It takes a village. Um, must have discovered Dion through Martine669, who I think Dion has some exciting news about that. Champagne dreams on a beer budget. Absolutely. That's part of where, because my production company, when I produce shows and stuff, it's Champagne Dreams Productions. And part of it is that my mother always used to say that I had champagne dreams on a beer budget. And also because I grew up in the 80s. And so champagne wishes and caviar dreams, Robin Leach. And so it was very similar to that. So I kind of put those together. Yeah, the Diamond Gang Gang Gang, Crazy Troll Nation, Champagne Dreamers. Yes. Yeah, we are kind of a little like community where we kind of flow back and forth, which I love. I love that. Behind, Alex working on the possible onset of, I'm so sorry. That is one thing that I mean, is just we're not going to get into it because I will get emotional about that. But that's like one of the things that I fear. I don't know if Mama Champagne is even here anymore. She hasn't chimed in for a while, but like that's one of the things that I have like real extreme anxiety about is just like any sort of dementia. Luckily, she's sharp as a tack. She can always, she's always a little bit snarky, and I enjoy her that she's kept that personality. She's a little bit, we like to call it a stumbly walker, faller downer, so we're working on that. Um, but yeah, so I'm so sorry to hear that because that is awful. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I overshare online a lot, and that's been on purpose. I decided that like if there's something that I don't want to talk about, I'm just not going to talk about it. But in terms of like sharing personal stuff, I'm going to share it. And even if it's like about, because I wrote about my divorce when I got divorced or whatever, and I really live by Anne Lamott had this quote that I absolutely live my life by is that you own your own story. If someone wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have behaved better. And I absolutely stick to that. And so I'm always upfront that like I can only give you my perspective on it, but I'm going to tell you what my perspective is. I'm going to tell you how it went down. Yes, good vibes to you, Janet. Absolutely. Lewy body dementia, and my grandfather has early dementia. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alex. Um, yeah, I used to have a lot of friends that were coworkers, and now I work virtually. I do. I miss that. I miss that. Yeah, rough. Oh, yeah, Dion, I'm so sorry. Uh, yeah, I've always I'm always like, when does it turn? Because I've always been kind of scatterbrained, and so I think about that too for myself as well, of like, um, especially like on lives when I just cannot get the word and it's a simple word. Sometimes I'm like, that feels like something that should be tested. But it's just because I'm always like, is that a sign of something? Because it happens more and more often now. Um, yeah. Good night, Alex. Thank you so much for stopping by as long as you did. And good luck at 5 a.m. My thoughts are with you, but my wakened self will not be. I will not be awake at 5 a.m. Ah, yeah. No worries, Janet. You'll catch up. Yeah, so here we go. Let's see. It always seems like it's going well because it just kind of sits down. But then it's like getting it to stick, and then I usually pull it off once, and I'll kind of bend it a little bit again and just kind of set it down. Yeah. I've always heard for lashes to like attach them, like set them in the middle where you want them to be, and then like attach the inner part and then attach the outer part. And so that's what I try to do. I try to set them down where I want the middle to be. And then I go in. Is this content? Watching me struggle with lashes? And then I'll kind of press the two parts. Uh, and then I try to I try to pull it up a little bit so that the outer part, I don't want it to be droopy, droopy. That inner part is sometimes a problem. Come on, just stick. And I cannot believe that next week is already Thanksgiving, because that means that this weekend is my last like big chunk of time. I'm gonna have to take some of these evenings because I have to memorize my monologue. I had posted on my post tab about how I'm doing that home show, and I did the monologue that's going to be kind of like a live stream like this, and I'm going to try to live stream one of the performances. So I'll try to figure out which one, and I'll try to put, I don't know that I'll be able to schedule it in advance, because it'll just happen when it happens in the show. But I'm going to try to see what I can do to get as close to scheduling it as possible. I'm going to let those sit, and hopefully they'll kind of, as it sort of dries, it'll be good. I think I'm missing some stuff. Good night, Alex. Popping in and popping out. Yeah, being lucid or not. Take turns. It's hard. Yeah. I did watch, and one thing that was really comforting to me was I found this TikToker that I watched for a while that talked about different strategies when you're interacting with somebody who has dementia. Because a lot of times what happens is that people will want to like correct them. So if they'll say like, "Oh, I don't know you," or you're not my child, you're not my sister, brother, or whatever. And so she really kind of talked through like, here's how to handle some of these situations. So like if they're in assisted living and they want to leave because they're like, no, I have to get back to my house, and they don't realize that they've moved and stuff like that. And so she kind of shows you like what people usually do, and then she shows you like a way to get through it without getting them upset, because that's the last thing you want to do when somebody is already like facing this sort of condition, is to just fight with them all the time, because you're trying to correct them and be like, no, you do know me, and this is where you live, and all this kind of stuff, and no, that person is not alive anymore, and all that kind of stuff. So she really kind of talked to, and that was very comforting to kind of to watch. Dion lets them stick wherever they decide to stick. I love that. Yeah, they can get a little wild, and sometimes I'll look at pictures afterwards and I'll be like, how did you let those lashes just sit there like that? Because I'll notice like I didn't get the inner corner or something, and then I'm like, oh, that was a choice. That was certainly a choice. um Hello, Dead Viking Princess. Hello on other things, but I fully stopped what I was doing to watch your last show. Yeah, it's wild. This isn't as bad as it has been sometimes. They were kind of evenly matched. So usually what happens is that one of them will just lay down perfectly, and it's usually the first one, and it gives me false hope. And then the second one will just like fight me like a hellcat. It's usually that. It's bad. Oh, time of the year is the worst for flying by. Yeah, I don't have enough time. Hello, hello. Never to correct my grandfather was hard when he was determined to go somewhere. Yeah, that can be tough. And that was one of the things she talked about, was ways to like diffuse that, of like without just saying like, no, you can't go or whatever, of just like and it was really, and of course I don't remember any of them now because that would be useful, but yeah, follow their lead in the conversation and then subtly change the topic. And and I think some of the things she would do is say like, oh, well, that person's actually at work, or they're on a business trip, or there's something, and so we can go see them. We just have to wait, and then eventually they'll kind of forget about it. And so those were some of the things that she talked about, is ways to kind of diffuse that. Hello, hello, hello. So we're saying hello. So here is this. Let me go ahead and what is next? What is next? We're at an hour and 8, so we're not doing too bad. Let me find the cake liner that I want to use. I think I'll use a Give Me Glow. Why don't we do that like crazy teal green? I like that. That's fun. Yeah, I wish these have been discontinued, and I'm very sad about it because I do really like these. And these are the heart. Where is it? There we go. The heart liners. And so I just put like 4 or 5 drops in, and then I just kind of start swirling it around and getting the liquid mixed in until it makes kind of a paste. And then, because if it's too watery, it can kind of tend to bleed a little bit. I don't have a lot of lines on my forehead, but it can just not sometimes stay in the place that you want it to. So I like to let it mix together and then get a little bit more pasty rather than like a liquid, and just kind of, and so then I sometimes have to add water for the second brow. But let's go ahead and I don't know. Give Me Glow has been rebranding for 600 years, and it's so random, and they keep putting out random products, and those new blush palettes that are shaped like cartoon clouds, the blush colors look beautiful, but those blushes look hideous. Like those palettes. I sometimes like weird packaging, but there's something about that that just it makes me hate it. It still makes me hate it. Oh, so this is the Krylon mixing medium. So I like to use this because you can get a big bottle like this for like 16 bucks, I think. It used to be like 12. I think it's gone up a little bit. And then I kind of go until there's a little bit of so it's kind of like pasty and not just like liquid. So it'll like stay in place. And then I'll kind of wipe it on the palette if I need to. But and then I just kind of set it down. And if I remember, oh, that's a really long tail on that brow, but I try to start kind of right next to like the line of the nose. And then I like to square it off. And we're going to set all this with powder, so I don't worry too much. Okay, this lash is still not happy. Just fucking stick there. So there's that. And usually the first one is nice and goes on, and then I have to try to replicate it on the other side. Here's another point where there may just be tears and recriminations. We shall see. I mean, close enough for government work. They're not too bad. I'm gonna kind of even them out a little bit. This one needs a little bit more squareness. It needs a little bit more tail because that one got a little bit crazy. There we go. They don't. I always. That's my thing. Is I'm always like I am a 6'2" plus size drag queen. There's a lot going on. I wear sequins and big hair and big rhinestones. If the only thing you notice when I'm performing is that my eyebrows are like slightly different shapes, then clearly I'm not doing my job, or you've got some sort of fixation on eyebrows that I can't help you with. Because there's a lot happening. If that's all you can see, that's weird. It's weird. This eyelash feels like it's not sticking correctly. I mean, it's definitely stuck down, but it's just. So there we go. I think I haven't. Oh, let's see. The Ozempics love it. Yeah. Give Me Glow. You know, not me. Give Me Glow singles. I do like Give Me Glow singles. It's hard for me to remember to use singles. Oh, Nina doesn't get excited for much anymore. I get excited for too many things. I wish I could be less excited about things. I've cut down on the number of brands that I buy from, and then those brands subsequently were like, challenge accepted. Let's release something every 15 minutes. And so I just haven't like saved that much. Ham on fragrance. Yes, Dawn loves the fragrance. It's just a bottle. Inglot has a dropper. Yes. Are you still live? You've been on the phone. I am still live. We were talking about you. Hey, Mama Champagne. Yeah, Mama, we're all still here. Hello. Um, yeah, it is. It's taken me a lot of practice, but and they're not perfect by any means, but they will work for what we need to do. So let me grab a brush, a little bitty brush, like a little pencil-y brush. And let's grab, okay, so I set the Ellis palette here. I feel like I was too much of a puss, but right to thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Dion. Thumbs up. Yeah, I don't know how much to get. That's the other thing is I don't know how much to get, and I'm worried that I would just be like, it's not enough. Do more, and then I would end up with like the inflated lips. I don't. It's just it makes me nervous. I'm gonna go into Membrane, that teal shade, and then we're gonna put Sorceress over top of this to give me the shimmer. But just so I can deepen this a little bit and use the powder to set it. Because these cake liners too, sometimes as you're doing it, depending on how much product is on the brush, sometimes it's a little bit like patchy, just because you'll get a little bit less pigment. And as it starts to dry out, the second brow is usually a little bit worse. But then putting a little bit of powder, it helps set it and it helps keep it together. So let's do that. And then now let's go into Sorceress. Where's my little color switch? Yes. Yeah, I've sort of come to terms, and it's too expensive, and I'm like, I don't know. It's still kind of in my mind that at some point I might try it, but it's not very likely. It's just one of those things that's always kind of on my wish list. Oh, that's pretty. We know how I love an ombre brow. And I think to sort of prep us for the highlighter when we get to the cheeks, I'm going to use a little bit of this MAC Cosmetics highlighter. This is Investment. This is from this year's holiday collection. And I'm going to put that just at the very front just to lighten that up. Because I think it'll go well with that teal. I mean, I'm not getting a lot of payoff. I am layering it over like a really strong duochromy kind of shadow. But I would like a little bit more. I'm actually going to go into the Ellis palette because I do want a little bit more shine and shimmer. And I'm going to go into Supernova, which is this one right here, which looks sometimes green and sometimes pink to me as I move this around. So let's see how it comes out. But I want just a little bit of that very electric, bright white base shimmer. There we go. Just to give it that extra little pop. There we go. There we go. Perfect. We're going to come back at the end and do the glitter tears, but we're going to do the rest of the face first. Let's see. What do I want to do? What kind of, I keep hearing my phone vibrating and now I can't figure out where I set it. But it's bug. Oh, there it is. Okay. It was right in front of me. Someone's, oh, yes. Okay. Hello, Dion. Dion and Grace chatting a little bit in our group chat. Hello. Am I missing anything in chat? I'll have to watch what I missed later, so I will thumbs up. Yes, when you come back to leave your comment, you can be on the replay crew. We love the replay crew here. Let's see. Sorry. Yes, for our Switch Styles collab, I'm very excited for December when we do that. Heather Austin is plumped up and looks a wee bit like my grandpa. Yeah, she's gaining. Yeah, I don't. It's too uncanny valley for me. Yes, that collab is going to be fun. I'm very excited. All right, let's go ahead and do, what kind of blush do we want with, I think I did wet one of my like liquid blush sponges, and I've got these Made by Mitchell blushes. And so let's do a blush. Let's pull something out of the Made by Mitchell drawer. Is this where the blushes are? I thought I brought all the blushes over here, which would seem not. So then I think they're over here. Is this? Didn't we just do a declutter video where I found all the Made by Mitchell blushes and then now I can't find them again? Here we go. So here's the yellow and the orange ones. Where are the rest of the blushes? Am I somehow just not seeing them? I need to get, again, I just need more time. I need more and more and more and more time. Oh yes, the blushes are here. They're just under other crap. Okay. Because I wanted this one. I wanted this like popsicle red, which is entirely fiery. And then I think I want to blend it into, I think I actually just want to do that one, but then I'm going to add, let's add these blushes over here. Let's keep all the Made by Mitchell together. And then we've got this kind of fuchsia shimmer. I'll use that as a little bit of a topper. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I think you'll do great. I think you've been paying attention to the weird tips and tricks that I have. So, oh yeah. Oh, Heather. Yes, I do like the color. I like the color cases, and I don't know if they're the same formula as the curve cases, because I did get one of the like, I think it's called the Comet case, which is like Vaseline with glitter in it. I hate it. I am working on that brand review, and that's one of the things that there's a few products that I really just kind of hate. So let's go ahead and go into this blush entirely fiery. Let's do a bit of, because I think with She-Ra, I think it's okay if this look with the blush comes out a little bit cartoony. There's some cartoony kind of elements because She-Ra's a cartoon. All right, so let's go ahead and I just love the way this sponge, like, and then I keep hitting the lashes because they're so big. But I love the way it just softens this out. And even with this kind of like blush drapey, taking it up the side of the eye, like I just think it looks beautiful. I do think I want a little bit of pink on the cheek, especially to kind of, but it definitely gets less vivid as you like this spinge is so, it's so good. It just is so good. I do think I want a little bit more depth in the pockets of the cheek. So I'm going to bring this out. This has just been sitting here. Oh, Voldemort Jalopity Staircase. I have this guy I got in a mystery box a long time ago. He's on my shit list, but we don't throw shit away in this house. So this is Cherry Slut, and this is going to give me a little bit more depth on the outer part. Because I just don't have any deeper reds in the Made by Mitchell. That entirely fiery is the only, and I really want, I like this blush drapiness, but I want it to have some depth. We don't use one blush, we use 6 blushes. In this case, we're probably going to use 3, but so we're going to, so that gives me a little bit more depth. I like that. And then we have a little bit of Rave Face, and I'm going to put that just kind of right here. Blend that onto the apple, and then help it kind of glow the front part of the blush a little bit. Because I want this kind of very like reddish, pinky, kind of strong blush moment, because then we're going to put that green highlighter, and I really want that contrast, especially because when I tried it up here, I don't know, I'm feeling like it might be a little bit weak, and so having a contrast might help it stick out a little bit. And of course, we'll also probably go over this with the Hourglass powder to make sure we kind of get it a little bit more reserved. Yeah, it's a little bit wild, but I think let's grab that teeny tiny brush. Here's another brush. I'm going to go into, the last time we used that little one, I'm going to use the The one that I've really been loving, I just can't get over it. Oh, and actually, this is the brush I think I used with it. This is a different Singe brush. Um, but this Hourglass palette, I love that it's got this slightly bigger one. Having it this double pan just changes lives. But let me see if I'm missing anything. Looks like you're let's see. Curve cases. 17. Janet is catching up. We love it, Janet. Oh. Oh, so Janet has to do it Friday. Is gonna get some hairs did. I don't remember what we talked about with the hairdresser, but I love it. I'm here for it. Getting some hairs did. It just tones it down and it smooths it. I really do love it. The under eye's a little crazy right now, but remember we're gonna add those glitter tears. So, and this does have over this blush, it's looking really glowy, but it is kind of a little bit of a highlighting powder, but it also just kind of sets things down really nice. It just keeps it from being too cockadoodie. Little Annie Wilkes moment. She didn't get out of the cockadoodie car. I haven't watched Misery for a while. I should watch that again at some point. Let's do a little bit on the face. No, I just have that in my head. She never got out of the cockadoodie car. I do. These just soften up the look. I'm very excited to take some pictures. Again, I'm sorry that the quality is so bad. I really thought I was going to be able to switch to my phone, but I didn't realize when I scheduled this that I was scheduling on the computer, and so it was going to make me stay on the computer. It didn't offer me mobile as an option, so I will have to. I am getting a new camera, so I'll test it out. I'll do like an impromptu live at some point before the next time that we do this. If that new supposedly 4K webcam will work, then we'll switch to that. But so now I'm going to take that brush that I was going to use, and we'll use that for highlighter. Oh, you don't like your Makeup Forever Color Correct palette? It doesn't mix well. It's with my other products. Oh no, that's not good. Which platform? Oh yeah, they are kind of expensive to not work well. That's too bad. All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of this highlighter. I mean, I'm not loving it. It's fine. I was really hoping for a bit more, if I'm honest. Anytime I get a green highlighter, I have big expectations. There's something about this. Maybe it's just because it's over so many other things, but I mean, I always do things over many other things. Maybe it's coming together more. Maybe I just have to keep at it. Now I'm starting to see the vision a little bit more. Okay, just ignore me. I think I went a little too wild with this blush. I brought it a little too close to the eye. And so I don't have that concealer under eye as much. We kind of went a little bit wild. Let's try some of these non-blushy areas and see how we feel. Yeah, that's not too bad. The little nose. I know you can't see it. It's so fucking blown out. Damn it. A little Cupid's bow, do a little chin. and I know it's awful, and it's just like the latest thing in an administration from 47 that's just been nothing but awful things. I mean, I could not believe that he called that reporter Piggy so just like beyond immature and stupid. But also, all I can think of is I think of if you remember from Will and Grace, when Grace finds out that Karen had done like bondage porn and she plays the tape and it's like, who's a dirty little pig boy? And Karen's squeaky little voice. I just can't stop laughing because I think of him and the story about what may or may not have happened on the island with Bubba. And I just hear, who's a dirty little pig boy? Oh, I love it. I do love my singe brushes. I do have to say that this ferrule is starting to come a little bit loose. And I don't feel like these face brushes, I don't know that I've washed them that many times. I know that if they get water in them, they can start to come apart. And if it comes apart, I'll just glue it back together because I do like it enough. But I haven't had that trouble with any of my other singe brushes. This is the first time I've had any kind of issue with the ferrule separating from the handle. Oh, got on clearance less than $30. That's good. Okay. Um, clearance. Such a child. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, China. It's so good to see you. I hope you are doing well, my friend. This is my friend China. If you have not seen, if you check out my collab playlist, because I had a collab with Dion and Grace come out today. But back in the day, China and I did a really fun collab where we did a style swap. Because we both bought the Michaela P. Louise palette that's like half blue and half neutral. And I am a colorful bitch. And so I did a more neutral look, kind of neutral. I still had to use some of the blues. And then China loves neutral looks, but she did a colorful look. We did a style swap. So kind of like Dion and I are going to do in December, we did sort of a style swap. So that was a lot of fun. So good to see you. Hello, hello. All right, let me go ahead and I've got some Fix Plus. I'm going to try to melt some of this powder. And do I have a fan? Did I bring a fan? Thought I had a fan over here. My life is chaos. Oh my God. I need like 3 months in a coma. I just need someone to come and like organize my life while I'm in a coma for 3 months. If that could happen, is there a program? Is there a sign up list? Is there a government grant for that? Is that something that we could do? Um, so there we go. Yeah, I do kind of like that highlighter. I wasn't sure about it at first. Hello, hello. Yes. All right, so this is good. Now we've got blush, we've got highlight. Now we need some lips. I'm going to, since we're doing the MAC holiday collection, let's do the Velvet Teddy holiday collection thing. Let's see. Let's do, let's just mess up and confuse the textures a little bit. Let's do the matte lipstick and then do the air gloss on top of it. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Maybe a coma will be the new trend. I wish. I wish. Hello, Tanya. Nice to see you. Well, now this one was actually scheduled in advance, and I've got 2 more scheduled. They're going to be every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central. So December 3rd and December 17th. So set your calendars. When I spray my face, when my eye look is done, because my crease area may crease if I open my eyes too soon. Yeah. I paint it on so thick, I don't worry too much about it. Because even if there's a little bit of crease, there's usually still color in the crease. Because it's a mess. Do I want to use a lip liner? There isn't a lip liner in this year's collection. So I don't have a matching lip liner. So maybe do one of the Glam Light, because we know I love my 90s lip. And so I'm going to do a dark brown. So this is one of the Glam Light Dessert Collection ones. Hello, everybody saying hello, hello. Where is my little sharpener? All right, so this is where the lip filler would come in handy. This is also where being able to be on my phone would help because now I'm going to lean off camera because I can't see my face. And so again, for my bottom lip, I feel like I'm just under it. It's like I'm overlining, but it's much closer. And then it's the top lip that gets a little bit wild and crazy. So let me also, I think I need a fresh makeup wipe. I see people do it all the time where they do like lipstick and liner over the foundation that's on their lips. Does not work for me. Now things are just falling over. So there you can kind of see we go quite a bit above because my lips are so small, so tiny, so petite. Hello, Joe. How are you doing, beautiful Joe? I've tried to like remember not to talk so much when I'm doing my lips because they get all over the place. Oh, okay. This sharpener, could you not leave sharp slivers of wood just like sticking into my lips? Yeah. I'm gonna go onto the lip a little bit. I especially like to fill in the area where I'm overlining just because I feel like it helps blend it a little bit. So now we're gonna go into this is it's the collection that's all based on Velvet Teddy. This is Satin Teddy. So this is not a matte lipstick. This is a satin lipstick. But that's gonna work just fine. Well, I like the kind of pinky tones in that. I like it. I feel like the lips look a little crooked. It's okay. We're just doing a fun play day. And now we're gonna do the lip glass air, and this one is oh Jesus. Shiny Teddy? Yes, Shiny Teddy. So let me do the Kevin Aquan thing. Not the full Kevin Aquan. Actually, I'm gonna blot it on here. Just take it down a little bit. I'm not gonna put the powder on. I don't feel like doing that tonight. Dang autocorrect. Hello, sweet Tanya. It's beautiful Dion. Hello, hello. It's my adult in these baby size keypads. Let me start further up. Okay, so Jilla, we're all saying hello to Joe. So I typed something crazy. It was the phone. So the phone is not your friend. Autocorrect is like actively trying to sabotage me. It is now changing real words into other real words. Drives me crazy, and I don't know how to make it stop. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And circle back if you missed any content. Circle back and leave us a comment afterwards. Hello, hello. Except smite over here. Okay. Yeah, autocorrect is not our friend. Yeah. I don't know. I've said this before, but I'm just into oopy goopy lips now. I used to, because when I do like a photo shoot or if I'm doing a show, I can't have oopy goopy lips. If I'm gonna have like a shine on my lips, it has to be like a powder that's like pressed into the liquid lipstick. And so when I'm just playing for fun, I like oopy goopy lips. I think they're pretty. And they do make, I feel like they make the like overlined, it kind of makes it work a little bit more and they look juicy and it makes me feel less sad about not having filler. There we go. Oh, I like that lip color with this. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Also, I don't, and I keep trying to erase it, but autocorrect, because of my fat fingers, when I type thanks, the N always becomes a B. And now it thinks that thanks is a real word and it will not change it to thanks. And I'm like, you can't recognize that that's not a real word. And so, like, anytime I see it, I try to, if I remember, I'll click on it and you can say, like, remove from dictionary, but it still doesn't correct it when I type it. And I'm like, could you please do your job? Like, you have one job. And you're a computer, so it's not like you're overworked. You're a program in a computer, so calm down. All right, so I'm gonna do my little star mark, and then we're gonna do some glitter tears. There we go, have my little star. All right, let's do some glitter tears. I like to do this. I think it's a lot of fun. I use the NYX glitter primer, and then what I do is I just get some kind of little like pencil-y brush, like really, really small. And instead of and, yeah, AMD. Mine changes it to if all the time. So whenever I'm typing it, it'll change it to if. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And so I try to catch it, but sometimes I don't notice it because I'm typing real words. So I feel like I shouldn't have to like police it quite that hard. And so basically what I'm gonna do, I should find some glitter before I just do this because I won't be able to do it with the Vani glitter because I need a loose glitter. I have a lit stack. These are so big though. Is this gonna work? I think I have some other glitters. Let's see what we've got. I know what I want. I've got. Is that one a gel or is that a? This one's a gel. Do I have? Am I? I thought it was a powder. Hold, please. I'm coming back. I swear. I don't care. I do want to use this actually. So we're gonna try something a little different because I love this. This is from Slayfire, and it's the glitter gel in Twilight. And look at that color. And I think it's a fun, it's very multi-chromy. Oh, yeah, I remember the good old days when the only problem I had is that it wouldn't actually let me say fuck. Now it's like, girl, you can swear all you want, but you're gonna sound like an idiot because I'm gonna change all these words to different things. Out to put, mine does that sometimes too. Oh, yeah, so I'm gonna take this, and normally what I would do is I would paint um this glitter glue and I would like paint it under the eye so that it's like my lower lash line, and then like drag it down and create little like tear lines, and then take like a loose glitter and pat it on with a big fluffy like loose brush, not a big one, but like something like this, like pat a bunch of glitter over it and then wipe it off with that so that it sticks to the primer but it removes the rest of the glitter. But I think I want to, oh, except this is kind of, this is dried out a little bit. Okay, changing tack again. I haven't had this that long. This feels like it shouldn't be dried out. Or maybe it was just always that consistency. I don't know. Okay, hold please. I need looser glitters. Yeah. I think this one might work. Yeah, this should work. Okay. So this is My Little Pony from Lit Cosmetics. So let me go ahead and so now I'll show you the thing that I said that I was going to do anyway. So basically just take this little brush, and I'm terrible about not washing my brushes right away. This is something that you should at the very least like rub it with like a makeup wipe to get as much of the glue off as possible, because you will ruin brushes with this if you don't like take care of them pretty quickly. But then basically what I do is let me grab this and try to get up here so that I can be not quite so off camera. And then the lashes cover everything. But so I kind of go like right underneath where the shadow is. And if there's any like fallout or anything, you can kind of cover it, and I'll kind of go down in like a tear mark and then fill in the, and so you just kind of use this brush to kind of create little tear tracks. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can see them, but it'll kind of in the blush, like I use so much blush and stuff, but it'll kind of, I can sort of see where they go. And then, so we're kind of, and then you can just kind of make them zig and zag however you want. And you want different lengths. And I usually kind of try to thicken at the top. And go a little bit further. So I kind of draw that out. And then we'll take a brush, a fluffy kind of brush. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some into the lid here. It's a little bit easier. These have holes in the middle, and so sometimes it's hard to pick it up. But then I just kind of put this in here so that it's not like deep into the brush, but it's just kind of loose. And then I will go ahead and like pat it on the area generally. And you can already see it start to stick to where the glue is. And then I will take like a fluffy brush and kind of go over it because it'll stick to the tear tracks, but it'll mostly come off the rest of the face. So then you get those like fun glitter tear tracks. And if you want a little bit more, if it didn't seem like it's stuck all the way, you can go in. And again, there we go. So you see that kind of, all right. Is that something when I was away? It's like two monkeys trying to fuck a football. I don't know what that is, but I love it. Oh, I froze for a second. Am I back? It's really has a brush bundle. Ooh. Am I back? Can you see the tears? If not, these tears will be my tears because I froze and went away. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of that to the other side. I'm good. Okay, good. Good. I also, not only is it hard for me to talk when I'm doing some of this detailed eye stuff, but do you notice I'm like, my mouth opens and I can't do it with my mouth closed? I don't know what that's about. I don't know. It happens a lot during mascara. And then also like these little kind of detailed eye things. Okay. Kind of. And so I like these kind of more like lightning bolt tear tracks. But you can always just put like some glue and kind of blend it out a little bit and put some glitter on. And so it just kind of looks like glitter is kind of flowing down your cheek. But I do like this more structured, almost cartoony kind of. And then we have, once again, And you don't want to press too hard with the glitter fluffy brush. You just kind of want to set it into there, so then that way it'll adhere to the glue, but it won't adhere as much to the foundation and stuff. Sometimes I tend to press a little hard. So there we go. You can see we've got, and again, I'll take pictures so that it's a little bit more obvious. So there is the glitter tears look. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not, because sometimes we have that trouble where things freeze up. Yeah. So here we go. We are getting close to the 2 hour mark, and I know that sometimes that leads to like spinning and pauses and things. So let me throw on a quick t-shirt change. Because this fuchsia tie-dye nightmare is not very well matched. I think I have a like filming shirt over here. I shall be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Try not to knock everything over as I go by. Because I think I have. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, where is the tag? There we go. I've had this sitting here for a while, and I've been trying to decide if I want to like bling it up. But I was like, well, let's wear it on camera and see if it looks decent before we invest in rhinestones to put on it. But this is kind of cute. I got this top from X Plus Wear. X Plus Wear will sometimes do these mystery bags where it's like $80 for 10 items. So each item is like $8. So even if a couple of them are kind of duds, this neckline is sitting weird, but that's fine. Let's add, from my recent Crystal Smith jewelry video, let's go ahead and add my beautiful new pearl bound pallium necklace. And let's go ahead and add that here. Maybe. There we go. Okay. I'm always backwards. Okay, so there's that. And then we've got this lovely lady. Fun Aunt is just waiting over here for us. All right. Oh, cute. She needs a little bit of TLC. She's kind of meant to be sort of like a shake and go wig. So like if you shake her up, she gets a little bit fluffier and a little bit better. But she does need probably a little bit of shaping at some point. There we go. Yes. Oh, let's see. Where's the center? That's the center, I think. And then oofta. I don't have my hairspray can sitting here, so I can't. There we go. She's a little messy. She's a little, and I should fix it in here instead of trying to look at the camera because the camera is backwards. So then I end up grabbing at the wrong place. So I want to kind of push some of these curls back and kind of crunch it back together. There's a little dead spot, like right up here. Is that? There we go. Hello. So here we are. Yeah, so this is the final look. This is the first Lucky Dip Live using Vani Cosmetics and Spellcast Beauty or Notoriously Morbid. I don't know what the difference is because it used to be that Spellcast was going to be the ready to ship, and that has not proven to be true. So here is the look. Let's see. Full glam in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes, I like this. I like this top. This top is very simple, very cute. It's printed. It was clearly meant to look like sequins or glitter, but it's just like printed with little dots. But I thought even that, like, that print, if I put some like actual rhinestones on it, scattered around, it could help it look a little bit more interesting. So there we go. Yeah, so that is the look. I need a ring. I need at least one ring. Especially since I don't have nails on, but we'll put a little yellow ring on. Ooh, we've got this AB. So we've got a couple rings, so now we're a little bit glamorous. There we go. Um, this piece right here just doesn't want to sit right. Let's fuck that up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I definitely need some hairspray so I can tame this wig a little bit, but it's just right here. There's that little. There we go. Okay, I think I can live with that. Hello, hello. Yes, thank you. Let me know down in the comments below. Oh yeah, and I said I was gonna try. I am gonna take some pictures and I might film a couple TikToks and things. Let's do the Blair Witch experience and bring you in close. So you can see the glitter tears. The oopy goopy lip. There we go. Okay. Let's see. There's the door. Can I get this back on there? There we go. All right. Love it. The look has come together. Hello, Grace. Thank you. Yes. Yes, Dion, you'll have to walk off camera and do a quick change. I might even send Dion a wig because we got to have a big, fabulous wig. I love it. Yes, we have to have a wig. Yeah, so here is the look. So this is using, oh, and I just dumped glitter everywhere because I was rushing. So that's not great. So from Vani Cosmetics, we used Gold Mine glitter. And from Spellcast Beauty, we used Sorceress eyeshadow. So there we go. So that is the look. Yeah, definitely circle back and let me know in the comments what you liked about this sort of live presentation. If there's anything that you would suggest, anything that you might change. If you like the kind of one-on-one, if you want me to bring in different palettes, if you want me to like pick a palette once I pick the colors and know what it's going to go with, or if you think I should stick with the Blend Bunny, you can let me know all of that. Yes, we love some costume jewelry. Vani did not contact me back so far. So I emailed them Monday morning. I have not heard back from them yet. So I'm hoping that that will happen. Yes, everybody check out the collab that Grace and Dion and I had on all three of our channels. We each did a look with Hung Van Gogh Beauty. So definitely make sure you check it out. We all used the Brilliant Blues palette and used some other things to create the full look. So make sure you check out. We created three very different looks, and you can see that palette on three different complexions. So it will help you kind of decide what you think about that palette, if you think it might be for you, if you're interested, and let us know in the comments. Say hello when you stop by. Yeah. Yeah, you can probably get away without costume jewelry. I think we might have to do a wig. I think a wig could be good, but yeah, costume jewelry would be all right if you don't have that. But because we don't want to cause a reaction for you. All right, so that is it. Let me go ahead and see if I can remember my intro. So thank you everybody for coming. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this live. Are you excited for the next two that are coming out? Don't forget, December 3rd and December 17th are the next ones. Leave your comment down below once this is done. Replay crew, you rock. Leave us a comment and let us know what you thought. While you're down there leaving that comment, don't forget to give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this live, this video. Or if you are like, girl, what are you doing? This random thing, just pick your makeup, know what you're doing. You don't have to be such an unhinged monster. Then go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified each time I upload. I try really hard to have at least one video a week. And sometimes, if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, lucky dipperific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Just pretend it's there. The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. I love and appreciate all of you. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I didn't say hello to you, hello to you. I don't have my glasses on, so I tried to keep up as best I can, but sometimes reading that chat is a challenge. I love and appreciate all of you. I'm so glad that you spent this time with me, and I hope you enjoyed this look, and I hope you come back in 2 weeks to see the next time we do Lucky Dip Live. And until I see you again, bye. Okay, now the awkward sign off. Oh, no, missed the button. Okay, bye.